Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
We got a couple more coming
Yeah, a
in.
couple more trickling in.
Um, hold on.
Zan and Irfan, right?
All right.
Yes. Yep.
Change the view here. So
Jose, I just texted you, but you can ignore it.
oh,
Oh
there we
yeah,
go.
I did. I got it. Thank you.
We'll give it a couple of minutes until at least 8:05 so the other participants can come. One member of the group, Lauren, said she had surgery and has a little bit of complications the last couple of days, so she's in the hospital, so she won't get to join the first group. We will be recording this whole session to send it to all of you guys as well as her, and obviously you'll be meeting her a lot more in the next coming weeks. So
Yeah, her name is Liza. She's a New Yorker as well.
Oh, cool. Hi, how are you?
I'm on my husband Michael's computer here and my Sys keyboard. There we go. There's the volume. Michael, do you want to say hi to everybody here? So you'll be seeing Michael too at some point. This is my husband. For those of you I've talked to already, and Junko that knows me. He's the underwriter, the ex-mechanical engineer, the on the day, boots on the ground property manager for a lot of the products, properties and everything and products.
Michael's an excellent operator.
He's phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that because he's my husband, but I've seen a lot of poor operators and I'm very happy he's my husband. I'll put it that way. Even if we'd ever get divorced, I'd keep him as, my business partner for sure. Did Zan and Irfan answer if they're
Um, Irf and Irfan has not. I'm just messaging Sam.
I mean, I know it's only 8:03, but I just want to respect everybody's time on here.
All right.
Did you just get out of the hospital, Jose?
No, actually, I took the day off today
Oh,
to
nice.
cover tomorrow, so
Very
they needed somebody to cover the hospital. So I was like, yeah, give me the day off today. I went to Fire Island with the family.
What's
Took
that?
the
Is it
ferry over
beach?
there.
I
It's like a
haven't.
beach, yeah, it's a nice beach town area. They got
Okay.
restaurants and stuff. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So we took the family there. We something spontaneous. We just planned it like the hour before we just left.
Those are
And
the best trips that sometimes.
we had a great time. Yeah, we
That's
had a
awesome.
great time. So luckily we caught the last ferry to get back.
Oh, you made it.
Last minute.
Yeah.
Anybody else have to work today or off? Get to do anything fun?
Well, it was a slow day. So one of my friends, I'm like one of the senior guys there. So one of my other guys, they took care of that. So but
Awesome.
everything's great, man. Yeah, it's good out here.
That's
How's
awesome.
the weather down there?
Well, so Pennsylvania wasn't too bad. I'll say Lauren knows, and she thinks I'm more batshit crazy than I already am. I actually had a pretty major surgery this morning myself, and I got out of the hospital at 1 p.m. I slept all afternoon, woke up, had supper, took my pain meds and antibiotics. So I apologize if I'm gonna try to be as interactive and everything as possible. But it was a pretty rough day for me. But there's no way we were gonna cancel this for you guys. So bear with me.
Thank you.
It's the do it no matter what attitude, right? You guys all need that. So hope you're on mute, Lauren. You're on mute. You're on mute, Lauren.
Sorry about that. Zan is coming in. He just texted me.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay. And Irfan is actually based in Kuwait. And so he's American. He's just there for till December for work. So he's actually based in Houston. So I know there's a time difference, but he was committed to.
I said that when I did the initial call with him. I was like, "Are you going to be able to make 8 p.m.?" He's like, "Yeah, it's 6 a.m. my time there." He said, "I wake up at 5 and work out." So
Nice.
his alarm didn't go off today, which hey, that happens to everybody sometimes. But yeah, he's quite literally on the other side of the world right now. And he's on a civilian work contract kind of for the military right now. And yeah, like Lauren said, he's going to be coming back in December. So he's trying to get all the kind of the education so he can hit the ground boots, you know, hit the ground running, I'll say. But we actually, Lauren and I, Keisha Kennedy, she lives over in Kuwait too. One of our mentors, Lauren and I, Hadar, he lives in Fiji. We have a lot of people that we know partner wise in real estate that they live in other countries. And obviously they are not boots on the ground, but they're still in good partnership teams, adding a lot of value. So you can do this from abroad. If you go on vacation or something like that, you can still get things done, even networking. I know Vlad, Vlad, Lauren, he had got furloughed from his W-2 during COVID, and obviously there are no in-person meetups or anything. And one of Irfan's questions was, how can I network from Kuwait? And there are so many online networking real estate events. He met so many people, and he's on so many deals just from doing the online networking. You know, the local meetups don't have to be in person, so there are ways around everything.
Yeah, he's texted me that he's coming on, but he's not on yet. So I'd say we just start, and then he can join when he's ready.
Yep, that's fine. And like, we're going to record this anyway. So if he misses the intro, it's okay. The first part.
Yes. And let me go ahead. Yeah, it's recording. Okay, great. Well, welcome everybody. We're so excited to be here to do this with you guys. As you guys know, we know all of you at this point. We feel so strongly about real estate and what it's done for our families, and any way that we can help other people. We want to do that and create a community amongst each other where we can even help each other. So we really want this to be an interactive piece. As you guys know, we kind of created our online course, and it was something that we were really proud to do, and we're going to continue to add to the course. But this one-on-oneness and this ability to really get into the nitty gritty is really where our heart lies. And Erica, I know we'll get into it, but I've been emailing with you about syndication that you've been on for a while, and so the ability to now get on and actually see you has been really exciting for us. So
likewise, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome. I'm just going to share my screen quickly and just give you guys a quick rundown of how this is going to go today, and then we can jump right in.
Lauren's going to do all the screen sharing because I literally can't lift my arms up very much. It's like T-Rex right now. So thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, it's not much screen sharing today. It's
yeah.
But for today, the agenda is really introductions. We want to go around robin, want to meet and get to know. We want each other to get to know each other. Me and Lindsay are going to share more about ourselves as well. And you guys probably saw from the email. We'd love to go around, not only learn a little bit about you guys, but also learn about your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you interested in real estate? We're very much people that start with the end in mind. So what does that end look like for you? And what do you think it looks like? And why did you choose to do this? And then we'll go through our course goals as well as any life goals that you want to share. Vision boards, if anyone wants to share. I know Lindsay just sent this a couple of days ago, so I have one. But for those that maybe don't and want to share, you're welcome to.
If you didn't do it yet because it was just sent out, that is homework for next week. And again, you don't have to share publicly, but Lauren and I would like to see, again, just to get to know you guys better. And like I said, it doesn't have to be pictures like the one I sent out. Some of our partners, they have vision boards that are just written down, but it is something that I would strongly encourage you to look at every day and just say it out loud to yourself once a day.
And then, oops, I didn't do that. And then what to expect. We're just going to go through the topics of each week and what's going to be happening. So, and then that's all we're going to be doing today, because we really just want to be more. Today is more of a round robin meet and greet than it is to getting into the meat and potatoes of everything. So, anyone want to go first?
I'll just say one thing before we start. If you see the chat button, and I know probably some of you are on your phone, if you can write your email and your phone number in the chat so everybody here has it, that would be great. After this call, Lauren and I are going to put kind of a group text together as well. So everybody also has the phone number there. But as we kind of go through these sessions, I encourage you to talk to each other too. Set up your own 30-minute networking calls between each other as well. Like we talk about in the course, and we'll be talking about one-on-one relationships, partnerships are so important. All of you on this call are great people, motivated people. I mean, the fact that you're here, giving, taking your education seriously is very, very important. And some of you will click immediately more than others. I mean, I have networked with quite literally hundreds of people. And there are some people like Lauren, the second I met her, I'm like, we're going to do deals together. She is like my same attitude, same goals and visions. And then there's tons of people that they're great people. We didn't have that common goal, connection to go forward in partnerships. They've referred other people to me, but that's the whole thing. Network with as many people as you can. Some people you're going to know immediately that it's great. Some people will take a couple conversations, but I really encourage you to talk to each other too outside of this forum. So yeah, if everybody can just put their chat email. It looks like everybody did already. Great job.
Welcome, Zan.
Welcome. We haven't gotten into anything, Zan, yet. We just said
Hi.
we're going to
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little
round.
confused. Just give me a sec.
No worries, no worries.
No problem. Who'd like to go first?
No pressure, guys. You're going to be doing a lot of talking during the next 8 weeks, so get comfy.
Okay, Taylor will go first. Great.
My name is Taylor Chacon. I live in Whittier, California, which is Los Angeles County. My W-2 job is I am an emergency room nurse. I've been a nurse for about 8 years. Let me see. My hobby is I like to swim and I love to go to the river and go boating. My why is my husband works about like 60 to 80 hours a week and he comes home exhausted and he just looks like death to support our family, and I'm doing it to help him just help our family. We have 2 beautiful girls. So my is my kids. I want to do it for them and pass on generational wealth. Both my father-in-law and my dad both lost their job this year, and I think that kind of has just scared me because I think they've relied so much on their 401k, and it's just not, it's tough times right now. So I'm trying to help my husband. I'm trying to help my family. What else? My course goals. I feel like my course goals, I've been reading so many books, I've been on Instagram, and now I just want to like do it. Like I feel like I've been, okay, let's buy, and now I just want to like gun ho and do it. So I want to just make I feel like we've been reading and we're on Instagram, my husband and I are on Zillow all the time, and now I'm like, okay, we just have to start doing it. So I hope that I want to learn just what makes a smart investment versus an investment. And then another course goal is understand key terms, because I feel like sometimes the key terms I'm like, and then just gain confidence in going forward. So my life goals for my next month, I want to prioritize my time. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm like, okay, I told my husband, I was like, this is my time. I never get time. So just prioritize myself and my educational goals. By next year, I want to buy 1 investment property, and then 5 years, I'm hoping to, my husband and I just buy 1 a year. I feel like that's doable for us. And then eventually I really would like to get into multifamily eventually, but start small.
Well, Taylor, don't forget, you just invested in your first syndication. So that you are in multifamily. You are an owner of a 144 unit apartment building. So don't forget that.
No, that's awesome, Taylor. It's really, really great to meet you. So there's a couple ER people here. Obviously, I'm an ER doc, you're an ER nurse. Junko, not to jump on your board, but she's an ER nurse, and Lauren's husband is an ER doctor. So there's a lot of crazy people here.
I work with Lauren's husband.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Very cool. So I think those are all really great goals, Lauren. I'll say this up front, just for everybody. I mentioned this to a few other people. Keep an open mind through this. For sure, 1 investment property a year is more than doable. What I will say is, and we can talk about this during the vision boards, put stretch goals on there. One of the things my mentor had told me, put something that you can accomplish. Maybe like, I don't know, go to the gym twice a week. Because again, it doesn't all have to be real estate. Put something that you absolutely know you can accomplish, or save $500 a month for my investment property, something you can do. Then put a very realistic goal, 1 property a year, 100% doable, but put stretch goals too. And we'll talk about some of the books about why multifamily can be better than just single family, and put things you don't think you will achieve, put it on your vision board anyway, because you will be amazed, talking from experience, the stretch goals that I put on my vision board, that has happened and more. So one thing to, you know, maybe after the call, just kind of relook at your vision board and put at least one stretch goal on there too. But everything you said is great. So very happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Oh, and I also have a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So we have kids pretty similar. I just have the bonus extra one in the beginning. All right. Who else wants to go?
You can go.
I'll go. Oh,
Go ahead. You can go.
Jungle
You can
beat
go.
you. Jungle beat you.
Okay, my name is Junko. I'm born and raised in Japan, and I moved to US when I was 18, and I'm 43 right now. Recently, like 5 years ago, I moved to PA, and now I work at the ER nurse for like last 10 years. Um, so why do I wanna, oh, my hobby is like I used to in California. I used to live in California and I used to do dancing, like hula dance. That's when I was 20s. I used to do that, like a travel around. And when I was 30, I became a nurse. So why I want to do so my family is very traditional Japanese family. So I was raised like you gotta work to make money. So that's only I know. And my dad passed like 6 years ago. He was the kind of person that he was working like all the time and he passed. But then I'm really similar to my dad. So like I started to, when he passed, I started to think like, did he ever enjoy his life? And I know he was very proud of, us, growing. But like kind of like when he passed, I started to think like, oh, did he ever enjoy his life? And so that's kind of I started to think about it. And then 10 years passed, I'm doing nursing and I really love it, but it's really getting hard too. And when I think about 5 years, 10 years, am I able to do this? And then I don't think, I can. And somebody told me like, if you work for W2, like you have to basically work until you die. And I was like, wow, that's actually true. Um, when I look at my life, I think I work so hard, but I don't know if I enjoy as much as I could. And so I kind of really started thinking about that for the last couple years. And one of my friend invited me to this meetup, the dinner where I met Lindsay. And that's actually started to kind of like spark everything, like kind of hit me like, whoa, and I have so much inspiration, like Lauren and like Lindsay, like just like a personality. And I just like loved, like I was kind of almost like sucked into this like real estate. Um, I think bottom line, I think I want to enjoy my life. And I'm 43. I don't have any kids, but I would love to have a kids. And like for the family, I just want to enjoy and also like I want to grow as a person. And I feel like in this real estate, like I met so many like amazing people. So I do feel like I'm really growing a lot. So for the next 5 years, I really want to get into it. I'm in also school in emergency nurse practitioner school. So my next 1 month, really like I have to finish my quarter. So I have to like do final and then all the stuff. For the next 1 month, I want to do this class like once a week. I'm gonna make my time and I want to pass my, class. Next 1 year, like Taylor said, I want to do once a year, either syndication as a LP. Like I want to start investing one by one. And 5 years,
She
hopefully I
did
have
one
like,
already this year too, but
yes,
okay, she's in one also.
yes. So that was amazing. And then in the 5 years, um, I hopefully have more portfolio. And from this course, truly, I think I need an encouragement. I think to like first step actually doing it. Because it's kind of scary from just working so hard to make money to, really switching up the style of like how you. So I think this group, I think I get this encouragement and I think I want to actually do like first step. And that's kind of like my goal.
Okay, awesome, Junko. I'm super happy you're here. Like Junko said, I met her in person in the spring. I told her about networking. We had a big real estate event out in Ohio, and she ended up coming out there, met a lot more people. So Junko is definitely putting in some of the initial effort. And I liked how you said about the accountability. That is so, so important. And that is one of the reasons I have mentors that are above me even. Every time you grow in your real estate or anything in life, if you're weightlifting and you get a coach or something, when you reach your goals, you go to the next step and you get mentors that are above you. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki has a mentor, right? Everybody, Bill Gates has a mentor. Everybody has mentors, and those are some of the most successful people. So one of these things that Lauren and I really want to do for you guys as students is give you that accountability and that push in the butt. I know there's a lot of medical people here. A lot of us are type A. You know, we study for exams. We want to make sure we're not the dumb nurse, Dr. PA in the room, right? And having that push, a lot of us will get goals done we might not otherwise. And one thing that Lauren and I will be doing with you guys, and at the end of this call, we want to have one accountability goal for next week. I know Lauren and I, had talked about what's your 6 month, what's your 1 year, what's your 5 year goals. But we also are going to ask you, what's your one thing you will be doing next week? And we're going to get on the call in the next week, and we'll tell you, if you didn't get that goal done, you should be. So we want to give you that accountability too, and have us as a reference and resource, and ask us questions, please. It's just like in medicine, like there's no dumb question, right? Like this is new. It's really like a new language. It's a new topic, and most of your lives, there are going to be a lot of questions. So please ask us questions. That's what Lauren and I are here for. You're going to have our text, our email, like please talk to us and ask us too. So all right, sorry, that's the end of that spiel. Who wants to go next?
Go next. Hello everyone. This is really rare for me to do. I'm really bad with networking, so the fact that I was able to reach out to Lauren, and I'm really glad I did that. I'm more on the shy end. I'm not big on social media. I've expressed this to her. But it's really nice trying to break out of my shell, I guess, and getting, and networking with people that are also in the real estate business. It's been nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time. Lauren firsthand has experienced my my worries. So I'm really glad she invited me to this course. For everyone, I'm Erica, and I was born in New Jersey, but raised in LA, like Koreatown area. And I now live in the Valley. I'm currently a credit manager for a manufacturing company. Been working for them for 10 years. Let's see, an interesting fact about me is I do have my real estate license, but have never put it to use. I just keep it active on the side, hoping one day maybe I'll boost myself to use it there on the side. And another thing, I do know how to sign language and communicate, with deaf people. So my daughter is she went to a lot of deaf events, and I was there with her, and then we just, it was so we just, communicated a lot, and everybody was just kind of like surprised that I was able to communicate with them. So in my free time, my husband and my family, we all like to eat. I'm from El Salvador. My he's Mexican. So we just like to go out and explore mom and pop shop restaurants and, eat. So that's one thing we love to do. We have a favorite Brazilian restaurant called Fogo de Chao. I don't know if anyone in LA is familiar with that place, but it's my favorite.
We have some of those in PA too. Very good.
Oh, you do have? Yeah, my favorite place. We have 2 daughters. I have an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old, which she's turning 21 next week. Now, I was 17 when I lost my mother to breast cancer. So, it was very, there was no pre-planning, like, hey, what are you gonna do? Like at 17, we just had to figure it out between me and my sisters. So then we kind of really all went independently. One thing growing up I remember was the fear of renting. I don't know what came over me at a young age that I'm like, I don't want to rent. I want to own my place first, So I remember at 20, purchased my first condo, and it was, in the Silmar area. It was like a roach infested place, but I didn't care because I was like, you know what, my rent's gonna stay fixed. I didn't have to worry about that, financially wise. But I will say that that did help me get to my next home. And then when I got to my next home from there, that's how we were able to build. And, we started, I have a coworker who, he winded up, so I used to work in, the lending companies. I used to work for Chase, and that's where I met him. So from there, he ventured out and he just started investing and he became a syndicator. And we kept in touch, on and off. And then that's pretty much how, he actually encouraged me to read the Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And and that was my first, he's like, I'm not gonna talk to you about anything. I want you to read this book. He goes, and because, I need you to read this before I start explaining anything further to you about, what I would like to get you into and this and that. So, it took me a while. I procrastinated a lot. I honestly say it was like 1 year before I was like, all right, let me read this book because there's something he's doing that's working for him. I see him by 1 building, 2 building, 3, and I was like, whoa, and all of a sudden he's doing great. So then I went ahead and joined. So I read the book and then it did shift my mind. I actually love the title you guys have for this because that's exactly what it was. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And so we did. It's still scary because there's a lot of things that I've expressed to Lauren where I feel like I'm lost. And I did go into it and I don't recommend this to anyone. I went into it without really like having that full knowledge. So I'm hoping to gain out of this class, more of the terminology and just be getting more comfortable and making decisions, with business deals and knowing what to look for because honestly, my coworker there was not very good at communicating too much details, I guess, and I just kind of lunged. But I guess I'll give him the fact that maybe he's just super duper, I don't know. He's a little bit everywhere. So anywho,
We'll talk
that's
about it. It's the syndication.
Yeah.
They're not great communicators. And when you're choosing an operator,
long story short.
yeah, if you choose to invest passively, which both Lindsay and I've done, and I know several of you have as well, it's just really important that you're vetting the operator and you're clear from the expectations. What's the communication schedule? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it semi-annually? What is it? And that way you know what to expect. That we'll talk all about that though.
I've had bad
Yes.
experience with other communicators. I think Irfan was talking about that. He was asking a lot of questions about that. So we will definitely get into all of that. It's very important.
Yes, thank you. And I think that's it. I don't know if I'm missing anything. But
What's specific 1 year, 5 year goals?
definitely get into more, diversify my portfolio and get into more properties, being able to invest in more properties. I feel I want to invest in like a 1 to 4 on the side also. That's one of my goals. Hopefully within the year. And just
It's doable.
and then grow from that again, and expand. So I feel like, I need to keep buying real estate in order to grow bigger and bigger and just multiply that.
It's like anything, and there's a really good book if you read it. There are the modules, the compound effect. It's applicable for anything in life, real estate. People that even do the stock market. I think I've been very transparent for the people that I've talked to. I still put things in Vanguard, my 401, 403, 457, but I make the most money in the real estate, and it's there. We're literally printing money. It's a tangible asset. Love it. But same thing, consistency is key. That dollar cost averaging, that one deal a year, you will build a portfolio. We'll get into this too. Everything in life is hard. You have to choose your hard. You will face issues. I was talking to Jose the other day, and I said, even our very, very best deals, there were parts of the project that sucked, and there were issues that came up in every single project, even our best ones. So it's how to adapt, who to go to ask for that, and the right mindset to get through it, knowing that ahead of time. So little tangent, but halfway through this course, Lauren and I are going to be setting up another like 30-minute individual call 2-to-1 with you guys to see how you're feeling through the course so far, kind of see if you're directing your goals any way different. We'll be helping you guys very much along the way. So thank you, Erica. Very glad that you're here with us.
Thank you.
All right, we got Zan and Jose yet.
Hi, my name is Pan. I am sorry for late. I'm so glad to talk to everyone, and I finally find people that with similar interests. With believe me, it's very hard. I am originally from China, and I initially come to the United States to study and passing my medical board, and now I'm a practicing hospitalist in Houston, Texas. And so I'm very happy actually taking care of the patient, make patient feel better. So that's really a rewarding aspect. But you know, throughout the practicing year, I also noticed there's a lot of the non-medical issues make me feel very fatigued and really looking for outside of medicine, such as a lot of the administrative interfere, and a lot of things that out of my control. So I really feel like, you know, if the one day, you know, my job is replaceable by either, you know, some people or AI, whoever knows, what's my backup plan, or what's my interest outside my healthcare, right? So it really comes to, so I really, since I graduated from the residency, I read a lot of the books. So I'm start looking into, you know, invest the 401k retirement plan, stock market, and I also read the Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So I kind of went into this analysis process. I know I'm really interested. Can you stop? I'm not meeting. Sorry. So I just I wanted to really find the right people, and kind of going through this and just kind of bring me to really kind of from learning the concept and knowledge, kind of really into deal analysis and finding the right deal, and kind of keep me checked and keep me motivated during this process. And personally, we have a modern family. I'm married to my husband, and we have 2 kids through surrogacy. So this is a very busy family, and I you know, just came from my shift, and really excited to learn something new. And so for my you know, for the goal, I think first of all, I think I already find my interest group and learning partner. So, and the second goal, I think I was just really wanted to learning the, you know, real estate, and the really kind of drill down all the knowledges and the concept, and really be good at it. And I think the third goal is to you know, maybe in this, I set this goal probably early beginning of the year. I really wanted to purchase first rental property within this year. So so that's my my 3 goals. So in long run, I still enjoy practice medicine, but I think that hopefully part of my real estate can take off, and so I can enjoy medicine without worrying some kind of a you know, the you know, my job security.
Awesome, Zan. Thank you so much for your introduction. I'm super happy that you're in this group. I promise you all of you, we will, Lauren and I, dedicate our time to you guys to make your successes true. If you guys don't buy a property, that's a failure on Lauren and I. And we value our reputation very much. We want to make sure that you guys succeed. And you mentioned-
Zan, Irfan, who wasn't able to join this call, he is in this cohort though. He's also from Houston. So, you know, you guys will be able to meet. He's currently in Kuwait, returning in December, but you guys should absolutely meet, especially as we go through this course.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Yes, and you mentioned about, you know, your W-2 and being replaceable. That's a fear for everybody, right? I mean, we are, well, I'll use the admin term, cogs in the wheel in medicine, right? If I had a bad surgery today and something happened on the table and I died, they'd find coverage for me, you know, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, there'd be a sad email that's sent out to the hospital, maybe who wants to do a GoFundMe for Lindsay and her family, and then that's it. You know, in a couple months, nope.
Yeah,
nobody
life is
cares
you know,
other than, you know, Michael.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
stuck with 3 kids.
there's
but-
so many things unexpected, you know, in the medicine we see a lot of unexpected findings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, things can happen. So it is really something that always on the back of my mind.
Yep.
And so I really wanted to find out, you know, what is else available for me. And you know, so that's why I'm here.
Anybody here with a W-2, every time you go into shift, you're trading your time for money. You really want to get your passive income streams up enough that if you work on your own terms, it's even just knowing you could quit if anything happens at the time, having that power even makes your job more enjoyable. So, yeah. All right, Jose, last but not least.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jose. I'm from New York. I'm 37, married, 3 kids, a boy, girl, boy, and been a physician assistant doing orthopedic surgery for 15 years. Been pretty much building up my skill set where I've been able to go from like a full-time to a part-time position in the hospital and work less, make more money, and opened up 2 recruiting companies to have people, you know, where I could place them in different medical practices or work in doing other surgeries. I've gotten to the point where, you know, time is very valuable, especially with the little ones, where with the kids, where you want to create special memories. And luckily, I've been able to be in a comfortable position to spend time with my family. But I kind of want to set them up for more like generational wealth. If something were to happen to me, my dad passed away from a heart attack when he was 45 years old. I was 14 at the time. That kind of pushed me into the medical field. And since then, growing up, you know, with you know, my single mom, she was a widow. I've been telling myself to accomplish and to do as much as I can before the age of 45 to set my family up in case of an emergency. I'm always thinking of a plan B, plan C, plan D. Luckily, you know, my dad had life insurance. I was able to go to college, not worry about bills, and, you know, pursue my career. So now I guess my long-term goal through this is to find a mentor where I'm able to save money by learning from other people's experiences and saving time, especially with that, and pretty much use that passive income to pretty much sustain my family. You know, my mom's getting older, mother-in-law is getting older. I got to help everyone, and also spend less time working and pretty much just be with the family and travel throughout the world. That's the goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, very happy to have you guys in the group. You know, there's obviously a common theme about learning and having that financial security, which is why Lauren and I, you know, started our own real estate journeys, and that's why we're all here too. And we've learned a lot. I mentioned to, I think it was you, Jose, that one of my ultimate goals is to be transformational to other people who can be transformational. So me and my knowledge and Lauren's knowledge, we can now teach other people who can then be successful and help not just themselves, but their families, friends, and then teach other people too. So it's helping not just familial generations, but other people as well.
Yeah, and I want to just draw a connection because several of us lost parents when we were young. Now, I wasn't necessarily young, I was in my 30s, but it is incredibly transformational when that happens. And I think to your point, Junko, when you said like you have reflect, did they enjoy their life? Did they get the time? For me, my mom got sick and died 6 months after the start of her retirement. And she had been saving in the 401ks and the retirement accounts and the brokerage accounts forever. And she and my dad, I mean, they were ready for retirement. And then she got sick and died right away. And so it really shook me because they didn't have any passive income. So I think that those sorts of, I think losing a parent, pushes you forward even more so to really think in terms of our time and what we're doing with it and how we're just being more intentional with how we're investing. Because I think our parents' generation was, thrown in the stock market and just work till you're 65 or 70 in my parents' case, and then you can retire and enjoy your life. And there's a lot better ways to do that. And so this course, we will continue to echo that throughout this course. And I'm just so excited to get started with you guys because it really is transformational once you get into it.
Yeah. And not to be morbid, but there's a lot of medical people and especially ER people. I mean, we see people in the ER that come in every day thinking they were just going to work or traveling to their vacation, and their lives change in an instant, whether it's actual mortality or morbidity, they're not going to be functional. Like, you never really know. So you want to live your life in the now as much as possible and intentional while still planning for a long-term future. But you can't just grind yourself to the bone working every day, because you never know. You really need to be intentional, with your life now too, but not to get too philosophical, but.
So I'm
No,
just
it's
going to
true,
go
though.
through. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, sorry. I was just going to add to that. No, it's very true because I grew up, my family didn't believe in life insurance. They thought it was a waste of money. There was no point. Nothing. I never learned about stocks till honestly like a year ago. And like I said, real estate investing, everything was just so recent for me. All my life, like that, nothing was ever taught to us. So I just really hope that, I can teach this to my kids, and start somewhere, because I am one of the ones that's just starting to get out there with this. So that's my goal, and hopefully partner with you ladies.
Lauren, do you want to give our
Yes,
just
I want to.
I know a lot of you have heard about us through the modules or podcasts you've listened to, but still.
Yeah, I just want to go through just, as a reminder for those that don't, and several of you don't know, but what we're going to be covering each week. So next week, we will be going through why passive income and the fundamentals of financial literacy. Module 2, ways to invest in real estate. Module 3, the fundamentals of single family home. And then module 4, investing in multifamily apartments. And then module 5 will focus on passive investing. And then module 6 will be immediate next steps and the final little pieces that you need to wrap it all up. And I know that some of you have taken the course already. We are adding to it pretty regularly, and we will let you know, what modules to go back and learn. And I'm sorry, it's a little loud here.
No worries. And then just one thing, I know I wrote it in the email that we sent out, but I would encourage you and hope that like next week on Thursday, we will actually be going kind of through, not slide by slide. That's not the intent. That's kind of a waste of an hour. So the homework for all of you on the call, for those who listened and went through the modules, if you can, please set aside some time, even 2x the speed, but re-listen to module 1 sometime between now and next Thursday. Write down notes and especially write down questions, because our live hour sessions are really meant to reinforce the modules and have the questions answered for you. Okay. So that's kind of the goals of the modules. If at any time throughout the week you have a specific question, you could put it in the Facebook chat or our group text. That's fine too. But really, that's kind of the goal of these sessions on Thursdays, to go be interactive, answer the questions, and reinforce that education from there. Okay. And that's for each module, watch module 2 between next Thursday and the following Thursday. And then the 8th session with us, obviously the modules are done, but that's, really a wrap up, and we're going to get you guys to invest in some type of properties here. So that's the ultimate goal. It sounds quick, but it's doable, and we'll get you there. Okay. Lauren's probably yelling at whoever was talking in the background at her house. It's funny. I can, Lauren obviously knows my whole background, but just to kind of go over what my background is again, and Michael, I'm going to have you jump on too, just for a real quick background and say hi. So I am an emergency medicine physician by background. I've been doing this clinical medicine for 10 years. Last August, so on one of my vision board from 2 years ago, I'm going to share that too. One of my goals was to not work any nights or weekends anymore. I'm an ER doctor. It's in the contract. Like, we work nights and weekends. So I had no idea how that was going to be possible. How am I going to get away from nights and weekends in my ER job? Last August, I was approached for a couple of months in a row, and I kept saying no to take an administrative role in the hospital and actually be the regional director for several of Geisinger Health Systems ERs, the Northeast Regional Director. I'm like, this sounds like more work. I don't think I want to do this, but they were persistent, and I ended up taking this role, and I have no more nights. I have no more weekends. I only work half clinical now. I had a pay increase, and I get to really control my schedule now completely. Like, I get to pick any shifts I want to work. I can easily switch, and I get to schedule my own meetings and everything like that. And I feel like I'm making more of a difference in the hospital system, which is nice. One other big thing about this, and I think most of you know this, Michael and I have a lot of real estate. We started in March of 2019. Michael read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. It really is a gateway book. I am the person that when I put my mind on something, I take immediate action and it gets done. So right after reading that book, I scheduled us for a 3-day in-person real estate crash course in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And we went through that. And that was another big mind shift too. One of the big things that Michael learned is how you can leverage money, and debt necessarily isn't bad. He's from France. They really didn't, at least in that time when he lived there, he moved here 14 years ago, use credit cards or debt or anything like that. But it kind of changed the mind shift of how you can use good debt to buy properties and mortgage it. So instead of paying all cash for one property, and we'll get into this, you can buy multiple properties. So right after that, we started going to local networking events. I told some of you guys, or about the horrible first deals we got off market without looking at them, without doing any type of research. The contractor stole our money because we paid him up front with no contract, on and on. But we got through it. We did full burrows on all of those. And then over the last just over 5 years now, 5 years, 4 months, we have went from nothing to over 600 units. And that's a combination of 100% owned single family, fourplex, 10 unit between Michael and I, which are all doing phenomenal. Then it's also a combination between small joint venture deals with other partners. And it's also a combination of being an actual sponsor and general operator on syndication deals. The syndication deals include a 212 unit, a 144 unit, 72 unit, 40 unit, another 144 unit. The ground up industrial building, which is flex space. Am I missing any? I don't think so. Scranton. Well, that's a JV. That's a 17 unit. So we have a lot. We have a lot spread out. We're active on all of them and in different roles. Some of them, like the 17 unit, we bought it right in front of my hospital's medical school in Pennsylvania. So Michael is the boots on the ground operator for that and doing most of the work of other people, which again comes down to picking the right partners, but it's doing great. Then some of the JVs we have in other states, Indianapolis, great 8 unit. Another one in Fox Lake, Chicago, which is a hotel and bar. And we will get into the aspects of the bad partner boots on the ground with that and the lessons we've learned. So yeah, we own a lot. You can do different positions and other things. Some of the syndications, we have a very active role. Other ones, it's kind of more like asking questions during the group calls, capital raising and stuff like that. I've raised over 6 million in the last 2 years on different projects for the syndication. So you just keep an open mind throughout this, okay? It can be done. I mentioned to somebody, it's like a cocktail. You can shake up deals in a number of ways. If you have no money saved right now, it doesn't mean you can't get into deals, okay? If you have a lot of money saved and you're like, I don't want to spend time, you can get into deals as a completely passive, don't have to do anything LP. And then there's everything in between to a JV where you can start learning about deals, putting in money and just go to the monthly group calls. There's combinations of everything. Same way, combinations of how to get a deal. Okay. No money down, seller financing, traditional financing through the bank, half and half. There's so many different ways. If the underwriting doesn't work one way, we will help you and guide you to see it doesn't make sense another way. And maybe it doesn't. And then you go on to the next deal, because no deal is better than a bad deal. Keep that in the front of your minds as well. Aside from that, my husband's from France. He's been here for 14 years. I'm very, very slowly trying to learn French. We were there last month with seeing his whole family. Said we have a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and 2.5-year-old. So it's boy, girl, boy. For a hobby, I love to paint and draw. My whole house is filled with my artwork. And I'm a Peloton addict. I do the bike all the time, which the worst part of this surgery, I think, is that I'm not going to be able to use my bike or exercise for like 6 weeks. So my goals for the next couple of years, and Lauren, is this a good time? Can I just show the vision board? I know we don't have too much time, but just kind of to go through that. Is that all right? Oh, you're on mute.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, I am screen sharing now. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this was my vision board for 2023. So I made this in 2022. So this was for 2023. So the way, and vision boards, that's just it. It's your vision. You can do anything you want with it. So at that time, my goal was was this the last one? It was 2 ones ago. So I wanted to be on some podcasts. I wanted to start getting out there and doing some more type of, networking and everything like that. I was on way more than 2 pockets, including Bigger Pockets, which, if you guys know that, it's kind of like the epitome of podcasts, right? So I totally blew that goal out of the water, and I love talking. Junko, once I get started, I won't shut up about real estate. So je parle français, I'm working on learning French 10 minutes a day. We want our kids to speak. And these are kind of some stretch goals down here. So at some time in the future, I grew up on a horse farm. I really want to buy a farm estate. I knew that wasn't going to happen that year, but I wanted to still keep it on the forefront of my mind. And one of the things, Michael being from France, his family loves wine. There's tons of wine in France. My dad has a very small vineyard in Pennsylvania. We want to have some type of wine thing on our future property with our own private wine label. 1 piece of artwork a month. Robert Kiyosaki, if you guys read his book, he likes to have gold and silver equivalent, just money equal to the cash flow you want. Not quite there yet with that, but again, kind of one of the stretch goals. I'm a Christian by background. I like to do 1 Bible verse a day. I have an app for that. Continue being a quality physician. I wanted to go down to part-time, no nights, no weekends, which is great. And family first. I mean, I'm doing real estate. Everything I do, I think about that in the background. On the health side, continue the Peloton bike 5 days a week, maintain good vital signs. That's, still going. And that's a daily, a goal I know I can do. And then for the actual real estate, increase the real estate portfolio, 1 local GP and 2 LP deals. Did way more than that during that year. So that's great. Michael, where's my other screen? This one? This one? Nope. Oh, here it is. Okay, and then this was my vision board for. I need assistance, Michael. It's not clicking. Sorry, I'm not used to the screen sharing, guys. Okay.
I want to ask Lindsay,
Yeah.
when you go on this real estate adventure, are you two have very similar goal at the beginning, or who's the main driver, or both of you become very interested?
For Michael and I, you mean?
Yeah, yes.
So great question. And it's a very, very good question, because in relationships, obviously, not everybody has the same goals. Most of the successful team members that I know, even if their partner isn't interested in real estate, it's important that they're not actively trying to dissuade you. And some of that might just be a knowledge thing, but I do notice people that aren't as successful as they could be is if they have a partner saying, I don't want to spend money on real estate. This is dumb. This is a terrible idea. We're going to lose our money. If you have somebody that's very, very against it, it's not good. Maybe I'd encourage them to come to these calls so they can learn more too. the best thing is to have a partner who's also interested in it, and there's tax benefits and everything to that. But to answer your specific question, Michael and I had the common goal of buying real estate smartly, not losing money, number one, preservation of capital with the ultimate goal of doubling, making money off of that. But we are very, very, very different in what we do in the real estate. We kind of joke, but it's true. I'm more the front end person. I love to network. I love to talk to people. I'm good, and I like capital raising and teaching other people and just talking about it. I like to find deals. I like to negotiate the deals with the sellers. To me, it's a fun game. How can we make this deal work and everything? So once we buy these sometimes very shitty properties that need full gut jobs, then Michael is the one who is dealing with the contractors, local management of them. You're more dealing with the banks and stuff right now too. I had been a little bit more at the beginning. So we have very, very different activities in our real estate. If I didn't have him, I would probably be on different types of teams too. Like, we would not be owning so much local that I have to actively manage. I'd probably be on more JVs and more syndications as a GP. So you got to figure out kind of what your goals are, because again, you don't have to be the landlord. You don't have to be active in real estate. It just so happens that Michael and I are, that's why I joke, like, if we get divorced, I'll keep him as a business partner, because like, we're very good in different ways. If that answers your question.
But that is a really important thing, a really great question, Zan. And in general, as you guys get into this, and if you feel like your spouse is pushing back or your partner's pushing back a bit, invite them to these calls. It is something that, my husband's an emergency room physician. He loves real estate, loves everything we're doing. He isn't as active in getting the deals done, but he is so supportive and excited as we talk through the deals. So certainly, again, you're welcome to bring your partner to these. Welcome to, I'm happy to get on a call with three of you, or the three of us, if you feel like that's helpful, because getting on the same page is a really important part of the process.
Yeah. I'll just go real quick just through this one. Kind of some similar things, family first. I wanted to continue the artwork, continue my Bible verses and the French, being a good doctor. Michael and I started last year hosting quarterly meetups, and we've had, dozens of people come out to them, and that was getting myself out of my comfort zone. You wouldn't probably know it from the conversations, but at the core, I'm an introvert. It has taken a lot of time, focus, and practice to be the one to get on calls and host a meetup. Like, I was so scared of public speaking in college. I did, and this was way before Zoom, my public speaking course I did online. Like, I was terrified. I would have palpitations. I hated it. Now with all this practice, I actually love it. And Michael, on the other hand, he dreads, like, the one meetup I had in that top corner. I was like, Michael, come up and speak. And I thought he was going to like vomit on stage, but he did it. So he's not the front end. He is not the one raising capital, doing podcasts or anything like this. So, but yeah, I mean, the goals too, I try to put stretch goals on there. It's amazing. Like, 1 JV, 1 LP, GP, like I beat all of those goals. I wanted to raise 2 million. We got more GPs and everything like that. So put attainable goals, put stretch goals. And then I kind of separated a little bit, even just to see my 2022 goals that I did versus the long-term goals. So yeah, Lauren, you can go for it. I guess I could stop share, right? Okay.
Well, I think those were great inspirations. So I won't go through mine. Mine looks very similar. I think the point of sharing that with you guys was really to help you get inspired to do your own. I can't even describe to you some of the things that I wrote last year and kind of just put them there and forgot about, ended up coming to fruition. I was like, oh, I did say I want to write. Lindsay and I wrote a book. I
write a book on one. We wrote 2 books within.
I put it on my vision board in January without any idea how it would come to fruition. And by December we were publishing. So I think that it's just really important to get something on there. Again, if you're not a visual person, just write it down. But it's a huge part of this mind shift. You are now real estate investors, and I don't care. So that's why I just told Taylor, don't forget, you are in multifamily. What are you saying you're gonna get into it? You are. So it's just a mind shift, and it's really important to set that visual goal, set the goals, and then get your mind ready for it. Because at this point, the fact that you guys have invested this time into this course means that you're there. You're there. You just need the little push, and that's what we're here for.
I'll say it's 9 o'clock right now. I'd still like to say a couple other things and kind of go around the room. If anybody does anybody need to drop off now? If you do, you can. Don't, that's, not an obligation, but Okay, Lauren, do you want to take one group picture before we kind of go around
Yeah.
and finish and wrap up? If
Yeah.
everyone's okay with that, if you don't want to be on the picture, you can just like X out your screen, but
Real quick. 1, 2, 3. All right.
please. All right. Did anybody do their vision board? We'll put it that way. You can just raise your hand first. Okay.
So,
2, 3.
what's your question?
Oh, did anybody do a vision board? Did anybody write one down or do anything? All right, I'm gonna ask you that next week.
I
Sam.
wrote,
Yeah.
I
You wrote?
write it.
Okay.
Right.
Does anyone want to share? And I know vision boards, they're very, very personal, so you don't have to, but if anyone is comfortable screen sharing or even walking through kind of what you put on there, does anybody want to share?
I can go first. This is I wrote in the beginning of 2024. So the first one is to buy the first rental property, and I want to visit my parents 3 times this year. I want to exercise, go to gym at least 10, 15 a day per month. I want to do better in terms of my professional, be a better physician and better teaching doctor. And I wanted to basically getting to know real estate investor. So that's my goal.
It's great. Thanks, Dan. So read it. It doesn't take long. Put it on, your notes on your phone or something. When your alarm goes off, just read through it once a day. I'd really strongly encourage you, to do that. Keep it in the front of your mind.
I'm
Right,
gonna
I
say
think
read it morning and night, but everyone's got to.
Yeah, I encourage morning and night, but I want to get it like something that anyone can do. Once a day is definitely attainable. No excuses. Like I said, I'm here talking literally not even 12 hours post-op from Big Certain. You can do it. All right, Taylor, I think I saw you raise your hand, right?
Yes, I made mine. I want to travel this year to Mexico with my family again because it was like I was most at peace there. I put read one book a month and be less on the phone. I feel like the phone is just too much. I put to be present with my children, to remember that these are the good old days. I want to pray more, go to church and prioritize going to church again. I want to cook more because I've not been cooking, been slacking. I wanted to buy one property by the end of this year. Focus on my budgeting and time management, getting up earlier. And I really want to organize. We have an LLC and I feel like I'm kind of lost in it. And I told my husband, like, we should be meeting quarterly versus just once a year for the taxes and just kind of get more organized with that. Because I feel like we're screwing ourselves in the long run because taxes are just
as you start getting more and more properties, and ask Michael, he had some hellish first years. He has a much, much, much better system. Our tax accountant, honestly, every time we send the taxes in, he's like, you are my best client. Like everything's organized. He basically does their job, but that's a good thing to do. And that's a whole other conversation about how you can kind of keep things in order and everything. And that also preserves your LLC. So God forbid you get sued, they can't pierce that corporate veil is what they talk about. So good point.
And just work out 3 times a week. Both my kids are starting school, so I feel like, you lose yourself postpartum. She's 2. It's just been a lot, and now I'm like, I told my husband, I was like, this is for me. Like, so I'm just like finding myself again, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, it's being a mom. You become a new person. You don't lose everything you had before, but you really turn into a new person, and it's very, very important to prioritize, whoever your relationship as well as yourself. And I recommend for anybody, if they're having issues with that, make a I'm huge, and I'm probably not gonna be able to lift this up, but my big written calendar that I have, I block out at the beginning of the week dedicated time for certain things. Like Lauren and I are writing a new book, so that if I have artwork or something like that, like block you time for yourself. It's important.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody else want to share?
I can share. So I think I kind of did a vision board of like 2024 and 2025, like half kind of year. So I'm in school, so I wrote I'm going to graduate and I'm going to be emergency nurse practitioner. Um, so and then also like I think I mentioned a little bit, but I want to create family because this is something that I always wanted to. And when I was in California, like I had too much fun. And then in my 20s, 30s, I didn't really start it. So now I'm 40, early 40, but so hopefully like, that's like one of the things. And this is, sometimes not out of control, but that's something that I'm going for. Finance, I would love to, within next 1 year, I would love to do like investment in a property. Like I would love to do uh like a LP and my own. So I would love to like the first step actually doing it in the finance wise. Um for the relationship, I want to be nice to each other with my boyfriend, school. I want to make a quality time. And the family, like I'm away from my home, back home. So I would love to go home at least once a year, if I can twice a year. Uh, my mom is getting older and my brothers. So I want to just kind of make sure cognizantly going back home and spend time together. Health. When I was in LA, I used to dance, hula dance and teach. So I kind of want to start teaching kids the hula dance here in a small community.
That's cool. Very nice.
So I think that's what I wrote.
Great, Joan. Great. Awesome. Irfan, I know you just joined. If everybody can give him a couple minutes here, we can have his introduction. So, Irfan, we did record this call, so we're going to send it to everybody. So you can, I would encourage you to rewatch all the introductions and everything. But basically, we just kind of talked about how we're doing the modules going forward, to make sure for next week and the weeks going forward, if you can watch that week's module beforehand. And then we just went around and did introductions. So, where you're from, your background, if you have a W-2, kind of your 6 month, your 1 year, your 5 year goals. And if you did the vision board, if you'd want to share anything, that would be awesome. I hope he went on mute. Maybe he stepped away.
Everyone, I have to go.
Okay.
But it was great meeting everyone and looking forward to seeing everyone next week.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining, Jose. So glad that you're in the group. Bye.
No problem. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
My apologies. I think he's probably having some trouble with his internet.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out after this. But thank you guys so much. This was fantastic. If anyone wants to share more next week, we can start with it. Happy to. And in the meantime, we'll send a follow-up email after this. But the focus this week is going to be module 1, to doing module 1, so that when we meet next Thursday evening, we are going to be able to all speak and answer any questions. So as you're going through the module, make sure you're writing down any questions, any thoughts that come up, even anything in addition that, comes up because of the content, let's talk about it next week. So just please come with your questions so we can be as efficient as possible with the time.
Oh, he came off. He's back on the screen. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Irfan? Oh, you're on mute.
Good morning, everyone. It's my morning. It's
Good
4 a.m. here, and yeah, I can hear you. Definitely, I can hear you.
Even I'd actually prefer that you kind of intro yourself next week now that Jose just dropped off and we got another one. Liza wasn't able to join. So yeah, let's just stay on for a sec, Irfan, but the rest of you, if you need to go, please go back to your loved ones, and we will be regrouping next week.
That's fair. He can rewatch this whole session so he can have, the best intro yet.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Yeah, Irfan, if you can just stay on for a second, everybody else can drop off. Thank you.